Well, folks, it's been a wild year for old Mickey Mouse and friends over at Disney. They made a bold announcement a while back to include 50 of their beloved characters in the LGBTQ community, and it seems like the move has not paid off. In the last 3 months of 2022, Disney Plus saw a major loss in users. They lost 2.4 million users. That's the first time since the platform launched in 2019 since there was a decline in users. Now, despite all of this, Disney's quarterly earnings are still rocking the socks off of Wall Street, thanks in huge part to a surge in their theme park revenue. Let's be honest. People love Disneyland and Disney World. I want to go ride Space Mountain. As Ric Flair says, oldest ride, longest line. But here's the kicker, though, in all of this. They still had to lay off 70,000 employees. They're essentially going broke, guys. When you go woke, you go broke. Now, 7,000 employees is only 3% of their workforce, which, on paper doesn't sound like much, but it's still 7,000 people losing their jobs. And it's enough to cause some major changes going on here. So there was this article on Variety, and it talks about Disney's latest woes. Lots of financial numbers and stuff if you want to check it out. But the biggest, most alarming news that tells me that Disney is going woke and going broke is the insult to injury that they are actually considering selling their movies and shows to other companies to return a profit. So imagine how they went through all this effort to buy Fox, how they went all through effort to buy like the MCU and own the rights to that. It could potentially go away. Star Wars is another example. So now they're going to be selling shows and movies. That's not a good look. So what exactly is the deal? Well, I think it seems like the recent push of political correctness, especially the wokeness, the woke movement that I like to talk about, is what got people feeling fed up with Disney, right? People don't want that. People want to enjoy their entertainment. They want to have quality, good time. And it seems like they're just trying to push these ideologies, these narratives, this wokeness, this agenda for all this weird stuff, turning characters into, gays, turning characters into, gender swapping with like Little Mermaid and things like that. It's just stuff that people don't want. The majority of people do not want this, despite what these wokies think. And just looking at social media, checking the comments down below, you can see people don't want it. So that's why this is happening. That's why Disney is going through a lot of this. So again, this article talks about different attempts. It even mentions the latest attempt that they're trying to do to win back the hearts of their fans. Disney is trying to bring back some of their classic properties. In the major one, and it had a little bit of controversy a while back, is Toy Story. There's a upcoming Toy Story 5 movie. When the hell are they going to end this? I think they're in the running for most sequels after, Land Before Time, which I swear to God, that one has like 14 movies. Littlefoot ain't so little anymore. Tim Allen will be back as Woody. If you guys remember, Tim Allen got canceled. He got canceled a while back. Disney kind of pushed him aside. But now he's coming back. I think this is an attempt to have, placate the people that aren't woke to coming back and enjoying the product. But I don't think that'll be enough. I think we'll have to wait and see how that pans out. Now, it's no secret this recent push for political correctness has taken its toll on some of Disney's major properties, and people are just over it. To be example, Marvel, the MCU, has kind of changed a little bit. Its tone, its demeanor is a little bit more MCU and a little bit more inclusion. And there's nothing wrong, again, I've said it before in the past, on paper with including, a variety of characters with different beliefs, backgrounds, and lore. The problem that I mostly have is when they're trying to change characters that are already created, that have been around for a long time, changing, their orientation, changing their race, changing their gender. That's where it starts to feel a little forced in, like a little like, hey, you're changing things. And majority of people don't like change. Let's be completely honest here. All right, so yeah, and you know what? It's not just Marvel. It's not just Toy Story. It's also Star Wars. It's taken a hit since Disney has bought it, with fans heavily criticizing the woke direction, especially with Last Jedi. So here's the question that plagues everything: will Disney be able to regain the trust of its audience? Honestly, only time will tell. But I think the signs ultimately point to no, especially when you're seeing them in panic mode. Now, maybe panic mode is good. Panic mode might be good. You can see they're going through a whole lot right here. They did post a revenue of $23.51 billion, but remember, they still lost 2.4 million subscribers in the last 3 months of 2022. The theme park is basically what's keeping them alive at this moment. And it's pretty staggering. So this was all info right here. If you look at this article from their earnings call. They also have other properties, ESPN Plus. Of course, that probably went up because of the football season. And they're taking a different approach. So who knows what's going to happen right here. You can see the company does say, in trying to grow Disney Plus rapidly, they place too much emphasis on acquiring customers rather than profitability. We were, as a company, in a global arms race for subscribers, and in our zeal to go after subscribers, I think we may have gotten a bit too aggressive in terms of our promotion, and we're going to take a look at that. And that's a problem. The same issue Netflix is actually kind of dealing with. It cost a lot for Netflix to produce a lot of those shows. And even then, a lot of what Netflix is producing is getting backlash for being politically correct and woke. I think there was just a new movie, that Queen movie. I can't think of what the name is. It's like an African Queen movie. That has been getting a lot of fucking negative backlash. And it's kind of strange. I feel for the most part, people are over Hollywood right now, and that's sad because I remember a time growing up, Hollywood was so magical. It was always the bright lights, the Hollywood sign, what huge blockbuster movies coming out. Not every movie was a hit in the 80s, but they faked it till they made it. They didn't have all this weird inclusion, social commentary, identity politics. They had, for an hour or two, something that you could sit down in front of, get some popcorn, use your imagination, get lost, escapism. And they had good stories that resonate with us for time. Now it seems like Disney's just churning MCU show after MCU show. I don't even remember what the fuck happened in Miss Marvel anymore. Or She-Hulk. So anyways, yeah, only time will tell what happens. For now, let's just sit back, relax, grab some popcorn, and see how it all unfolds. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you on the next one.